So the today's data set that we are going to discuss is a bit different than of the normal data sets that we usually discuss, because most of the time we discuss the image-based data sets, the kind of video data sets, the annotated data sets, etc., etc. But today's data set is a kind of token data sets. And token data sets sort of things are where you are going to have the hundreds of thousands or millions of tokens. So here in this particular data set also, you are going to have lots of tokens. And tokens are nothing but a particular piece of information, if I say, and or sort of words which are gonna get used in a different phrases or the sentences. So here we are at this particular blog page of Salesforce, and here you can see that they are specifically talking about that the WikiText, the long-term dependency language modeling data sets they are discussing. So the name is WikiText, and there are different variants of this particular data set. So starting with the very basic specific information that what exactly it is gonna offer you. So it is gonna offer you a collection of more than 100 million tokens extracted from the set of verified good and featured articles on Wikipedia. So ultimately the data sources are the Wikipedia pages or the articles, and they have just made them go through a kind of tokenizer program, which they have generated the kind of tokens out of it, and ultimately you are having the hundreds or millions of tokens at your hand. The point is that many times we do wonder that can we generate our own tokens at our end? Yes, you can. If you have a particular tokenizer program, you can do that with any article. So similarly, they have done it. If you are able to do that, you can do that. Now, the most important thing that this particular data set is available under the Creative Commons attribute share alike license. So you can go for that and you can make use of it as per your choice. Now coming here, that compared to the pre-processed version of PenTree is another popular data set which is going to offer you the similar sort of like functionalities. So the Wikipedia in comparison to the PTB is offer you over 2 times larger. And if we talk about the WikiText 103, then it is going to offer you almost 110 times larger data set. So you can see the kind of dimensionality it is going to offer you in terms of the number of tokens. So lots more words, lot more kind of attributes you are going to have in terms of the text and the specific language, specific understanding point of view. Now, this particular data set is going to offer you the very large vocabulary, additionally the original case punctuation and the number. As any particular data set which is focusing on a particular text related orientation, that is going to offer you some of the basic key details. And those details include the kind of specific attributes or the punctuations or the specific symbols that it has involved in. So if you are interested in a particular type of words or a particular category of words, always do inspect the data set first, and then only go for the choice of that particular data set. Or you can do your own pre-processing at your side just to make the existing data set usable for your particular research. Now coming here, that whenever we are saying that this particular data set is there, you can go for that and like that. The first question comes to mind, is it really usable? And that thing doesn't get clarified just with simple oral explanation. The point is, if there are existing valid, authentic academic proofs, then there is no doubt that the data set is usable and it is well accepted. So here, these are some of the related publications. You can go through them. These are the 16 works where they have focused on the different models, including the neural cache models with of size 100 and 2000 and the LSTM. And then they have given the testing statistics. Now the point is that they are given with respect to WikiText 103. If you are interested in WikiText 2 results, those are also given over here. And these are again the 16 results with the different works, and they have gone through the number of models because the size is less. So the testing with respect to different model is quite easy in comparison to 103. So that's why they have gone through the multiple models, including the LSTM, the variational LSTM, the neural cache model, size 100, and the 2000, as well as the pointer LSTM is used for size 100. Now and then some of the parameters and the validation and testing statistics they have shown over here. Now the most important part, downloading part, because whenever you are gonna go for a particular data set, you need the download link. So here is the size. You can see that what is the difference between the WikiText 2 and the WikiText 102. 103 size. So it's a considerable, huge difference. So if you are gonna use for a specific mini project or sort of things, you can go for WikiText 2 and you can have a specific research or the analysis at your side. The point is that handling a small size data set is quite easy. So if your system is not powerful, you don't have the sufficient level of hardware requirement at your side, then that's good. If you go for the WikiText 103 also, still means it is not very good size, means a very high size, which is 181 MB. So 181 MB is not a very big size, very considerably with respect to the video or the image data sets, which are GB of the data size. So obviously these are very small size data sets. So still, if you are having very constrained devices, go for WikiText 2. And if you are having moderate enough data processing at your side, then you can go for the 181 MB size. Then these are the sort of data sets, and each file contains the kind of Wikitrain tokens and the Wikivalid tokens and the Wikitest tokens. So with respect to your choice, you can again, if you want to pre-process, eliminate some of the tokens, you want to add some of the more tokens, you can do that. Okay, then the raw and the character levels, you have the particular downloading links here, so you can use them as per your choice. Now coming to the specific examples, they have given some of the examples over here. I'm not discussing all these things because ultimately again it will make the video long. Here we are coming on to the kind of statistics. So you can see that with respect to Pantry PTV, WikiText 2 and the WikiText 103, they have given some sort of comparison with respect to the train valid and the test statistics with respect to the tokens, vocab, and the OOP. So these are some of the things which are available for your ready reference. Then the ethical point comes that if you're gonna use this particular data set, then it's your ethical responsibility to cite it in a proper way. So they have given the citation information. Please do use it before making use of this particular data set. And finally, if you have any doubt or the sort of clarification you need at your side, you may contact the Stephen Merritt. So they have given the contact information. So hopefully this information must have been useful to you, though it's a small size, very small size data set in comparison to the normal definition of data sets, including the images or the videos, which are gonna be of GBs or the TBs of size. So though very small data set, but it's still quite useful. And additionally, you can do the pre-processing at your side. You can enhance this data set as well as you can enhance the kind of words of the tokens. Now coming on to the specific thing that why the small size data sets are generated, because many people do ask that why not only generate the high size data sets, and the people who are good at pre-processing, they can create their own version. Yes, that's right. But the point is that many times it's not feasible for some of the users to create the data set at their own set or do the kind of pre-processing because of the limited processing capabilities, limited technical knowledge or the sort of things. So if the ready-made small size data sets are available, then they become quite handy to use in a specific less powerful model or in a less powerful device. So specifically, if we talk about the IoT devices, so IoT devices are quite constrained in niche. So if you're gonna use these type of data sets in a IoT device, those are supposed to be quite fit. So that's all from my side. If you didn't like anything, please do criticise and let me know what are the kind of shortcomings. We'll definitely try to improve. Thanks for watching. Happy learning.